What is going on, everybody? Kyler Mitchell back with another video. This one's going to be a little different. So technically, this is the follow-up video to the retaining wall video that I put up a couple weeks ago. I'll link that up below if you want to see how I actually went about building my retaining walls. My step-by-step process, because this is going to be the video of it, but I'm going to talk more about the lessons I've learned and everything, because I've gotten a lot of questions from friends and different people getting married and looking to get into the housing market and stuff lately, and really renovating a house is kind of the way to go, and that's how I did. You can see here how our house started. If you want an in-depth look at how I did everything, then I'll definitely share the pictures and everything that I did, but just want to share the lessons that I've learned as I went along, the things that I've kind of been sharing with people lately. But of course, since the video is with the retaining wall, let me know if you have any questions there. But I'd revert back to the first one. So let's get into it. So my first piece of advice actually isn't like technical at all in terms of actually doing the work, but it would be to record it in some way or another. It's a lot of fun to share the work and the progress with your friends and your family, and also to keep for your records of your own, to see how far things have come, because you do kind of forget how different things were. So whether that's in pictures or video form, after having started this YouTube channel, it's obviously called Scrapyard Chicken. So I started with the chicken coop and everything, but I'm kind of expanding to more of the projects I'm doing around the house, as it's been a lot of fun to actually have the recordings of the process and to be able to share that on YouTube with friends and family, and hopefully help some people out along the way. But honestly, that's my piece of advice right there. You'll figure out things as you go, but just record it, and you can always go back. So now more for some technical advice is, I would say that there's two things that really are a struggle for people when they're looking at doing big projects like this, or even if you look at people starting businesses or whatever, then it's two things: is time and money. And so my second piece of advice is plan pretty heavily, maybe over plan. I'm definitely guilty of that. Sometimes I spend sometimes too much time planning, but the prep that I was willing to put into preparing for the house and preparing for all the projects that I've done has been a lot of help. For two things: is first, money. I know that's sometimes a difficult thing to plan for, because when you're getting into a house like this, is you're not always 100% sure what all is going to need to be done, what all's problems are going to come up and everything. So definitely over budget what you think you're going to need to do. And I can certainly walk through kind of the budget that we started this house with, and along with the pictures and everything. And so if that'd be helpful, let me know. I'll definitely get that put together. But I guess that's my biggest thing, is just plan to go over budget, really and truly, because you will. There's going to be design changes and things that you're going to want to do along the way, and things that your significant other is going to, change their mind about. But that's my tip there. Is if I was just to narrow it down, it's just over budget for any projects that you're getting into. And I guess in the theme of this channel's idea with being scrapyard chickens is look for those deals and things that you can get better prices on, and really cut back costs, because really when you're doing big projects like this, every dollar counts, because it's something that you can put towards something else. But along the same terms, pretty much the same ideals and everything is the timeline. Is generally you're going to be on some sort of time crunch. If you're buying a house, then you're looking to get out of where you currently are, or money is going to run out and you need to be at the new house or whatever. And so with timing is really the same ideas as the money. Is you really have to plan accordingly, and over budget your timeline. That's not always possible, but just from experience, life happens, and I'm sure most everybody listening to this channel can't just up and leave work for 3 months to get a house renovated, So budget time. And my second tip kind of encompasses how to kind of help with the timing. So my next tip is definitely to accept help when it's offered. I am fortunate enough to have a lot of family around, and they're all pretty handy, and I've learned a lot from them along with the way. With my grandpa owning rentals and stuff, we would always go help him do renovations on his houses, and repairing the roofs and fixing the water lines and different things like that. And so luckily I was able to come in to doing this and have the confidence to do this, from the experience that I've had there. But along the same lines is a lot of my family really enjoys this type of work, and we want to help each other succeed and see the work pay off. So I had a lot of helping hands reach out, and sometimes it's you get into these projects and you're like, I want to do it myself. I want to be proud of the work I've done and everything. I want it to know that it was all me, like I've had a hand in all of it. And that I would definitely say that you got to learn how to delegate. And if help is gonna be available, then I would take it all day long, because that will help with a lot of stress. It'll help with the timeline. It will help with money wise. And that's the other thing is you won't be an expert in everything. Yes, YouTube is a great place to go and learn. There's tons of resources on the internet of how to do things, but it's even better if you have somebody right there with you who's either done it before or can at least lend a helping hand to the time. It's double less the time that it takes to get these projects done. And it's really just a relief of stress. So there is a double-edged sword to accepting help from other people, and this is what's going to kind of encompass my last tip here for y'all. Is you got to be patient. It's awesome to have people come in and help, and sometimes the expert is you, and you need the helping hand, and they aren't the expert. And so you do have to learn to be patient with those that are, trying to help you and everything, and be okay with the work that they're putting in. So that's just a caveat to the last tip there. But at the end of the day, you have to be patient doing all of this work in general, because things aren't going to go as planned. You're going to run into other issues. You're going to take a bajillion trips to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. You're going to be on constant calls with people asking for advice and things like that. We certainly got pretty lucky with our house. We only had to pay for kind of the big things to get done, mainly because of timeline issues. But even then, you're not off the hook when you're paying somebody else, as you're constantly checking up on them, making sure the work's getting done, getting the schedules lined up and everything. So really just take a breather, and that's why the planning according to the timeline was a big tip in this series, because it doesn't matter if you're doing the work yourself or you're paying somebody to do it or whatever, you're still having to be there, having to be part of the projects, and you just have to be patient with how everybody else works and the time that you can really put in and things like that. So in the end, it will all come out. And if you've been recording it, like my first tip, is you'll be able to look back and just be really proud of the work that's been done, and you'll be able to recognize how far it's come and really how much you've been able to accomplish. And so that's what it really comes down to, is just being proud of the work that you do, and just take the time that it needs, to be proud of it, and just do your best. But I know that was kind of a just a quick condensed tip list for me, because I had to learn a lot when I was doing this, and I'm appreciative of all the help that I've gotten and everything. So as I continue to put out videos and put the progress of how things are going, and also I think I will go ahead and put together a video of the house, and y'all can check that out. But you can kind of see where my head was at through all that. It was really just taking time to learn and grow and be patient, because it really is super rewarding if you're willing to take the time to go through all these things, and in the end, you'll have a whole lot of sweat equity if you did it right. We got pretty lucky in getting into the house that we did, but it took us a lot of work to get it to how we want it. Now, you know, the inside is pretty well done, and so just been working on the outside a lot, as y'all have seen. That's where I started the channel, really. But I appreciate y'all listening. You can just take the last couple minutes, watch me spread out some gravel. Definitely not a pro in this, but grateful for Dad's tractor and being a big help with getting this gravel spread around. Actually, I have one big favor to ask. I totally forgot about this. Is with this tiered system that I'm doing on for the retaining walls, is I do have a sloped section going down to the second retaining wall, and so here's a picture of it. I need some help on some ideas of what kind of landscaping to put here. It gets sun probably half of the day, and it's, you know, with it sloped, I just really need some water retention type stuff there to slow the water down as it's coming down that, so I'm just not always muddy down here. So any ideas you have? I'm definitely a newbie when it comes to landscaping, and I don't know super well, you know, the best plants to use for this, but any help and suggestions would be great. I'm sure there'll be a video coming out of what I end up doing with that, but I appreciate any help, and thank y'all for watching.